Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to Moscow. Now today I'm here at Crocus City Expo, and I've come to see a dog expo and a kennel club event. It's called Eurasia. So I've got my pass. I'm actually already inside. We're gonna have a walk around and check it out. Anytime you come to Crocus City Expo Center, they've always got a nice big sign letting you know about all the different exhibitors. And I think this is like the first one that I've been to where they actually have it in multiple languages. They almost never have it in English, and it's held over 3 different halls, and there's also a parade ring, so hopefully we can see some kind of event going on, but otherwise we'll have a walk around and check out some dogs. I absolutely know I'm in the right place because they're playing Who Let the Dogs Out on the speaker, and it's kind of fun. And also, people have got dogs everywhere, and it's a dog-friendly event. It's just not invited people who are coming to parade their dogs or to show their dogs. It's people who have brought their dogs along, and all sorts of different breeds of dogs. Hopefully the background noise isn't going to be too loud, and we can manage to get around the expo without it being too much background noise. They love to play loud music through the speakers and make it a little bit awkward to film. Nice dogs right here. Wow. Hello? Hello? I'm gonna slowly walk around and see who we can see. Oh. Nice. There is every dog breed, I think, here somewhere. And very obedient dogs as well, just looking at the ones that are in the hall right here. One of the interesting things when I do a lot of the supermarket videos is I point out the pet food aisle and how dominated it is by cats and cat foods. Because a lot of people in Russia live in apartments, it's not ideal for dogs, especially if you live in a smaller apartment, and obviously people where they've got houses or land, it's more suitable. Dogs like to run around a lot. And even where I live, you see an occasional dog, but really not too many. So coming to this event, it'll be interesting to see. I think every dog in Moscow is here. As I'm walking around, perhaps if you are a dog lover, or you know some of the breeds of dogs, please let me know in the comments the different dogs that I might be pointing out, because there is some very nice dogs here today. Check out this guy. How nice is that? They also have a podium where you can take photos with your dog when it wins trophies. And how ironic this is, like really big dog and a little tiny dog. Whoa! It's like really like polar opposites of dogs here. And I think this dog did really well. He's got like 2 awards, maybe the breed of dog, I'm not sure. How cool is that? The little dog taking a photo of the big dog. It's very cute. The dog doesn't really want to pose for the photos. He just wants to relax and chill out. And so nice to see the dog happy, but he just wants to lay down and relax. And then more people waiting to get photos with the background right here. I really wonder with this video, when I put it on the channel, if it's going to attract a big audience of dog lovers and maybe not so many cat lovers, and likewise, I'm very curious how the analytics will be of the video. I haven't fully walked around the entire exhibition yet, but the best I can understand is they've got different judging halls or judging rings. I think that's what they would call them. Although they're square, and then they're judged under different breeds. And there's of course a judge, and just like the kennel club events, and then later on they'll have best in show, I imagine. And they've got the ladies and the gentlemen that run around with the dog, and it's pretty neat. Everywhere you walk, there is dogs everywhere, and they all want to say hello to each other and greet each other. And just have a look at how many people are here. This is actually day 2 of the event. So there was events yesterday and today. I decided to come on the second day, thinking it might be a little bit quieter, but I think, judging by how many people are here, I think it doesn't really make a big difference. We are just walking around a little bit of the behind the scenes here, where all of the people have their gear set up and all of the like dog boxes. Is that what they're called? Maybe they're called kennels or travel boxes. And then there is a whole series of different rings where they're doing different judging based on the different breed of dogs. This is ring number 26. Wow. Now I did have an inkling this was going to be big, but this is actually really big. And the amount of judging areas is absolutely massive. I'm not too sure what breed of these dogs are, but they're very big and they're very fluffy and they look very adorable. And again, they've got the judge right there, and there's a lot of criteria I'd imagine they've got to go through. I think we just caught the tail end of this one over here, where they've got the judging and who came first or second with the little mini dogs. It's just so fascinating how there is so many breeds of dogs, and I, turn up at these events with very little knowledge, but I think they're fun to see the different breeds and different events that they host here in Moscow. Now, if you're a fan of movies, maybe the most famous dog movie that I know is called Best in Show. Now, please tell me you've seen it. If you've seen Best in Show, the movie, walking around here, it gives you a kind of feeling of that event. I think it's the New York Kennel Club or something like that from the movie. But it's really, really funny comedy movie following the different lives of people who enter their dogs in a dog show event. So as I walk around the outside of the different rings, there is everybody set up with their little stations as they're waiting for their events to run through. And there is dogs of all sizes. Have a look at this. This is a Deutschland dog, or a German dog. That's the best description I got. But so nice, and they're just so friendly and chilled out. I always sometimes think of dogs as a little bit scary, particularly the big dogs. And when you come here like this, they're all just so well behaved. Of course, they've got them, in little kennels as they're sort of spending the day here. And it's just so nice. There's another one over here. And then as you walk around, everybody's checking everybody else's dog out, of course, and maybe talking about the different breeds. What do they talk about with each other pet owners? I'm not sure. I think there's another event about to go on the ring right here. And just the amount of people here is what always is so interesting. When I come to different expos, and some are very quiet and not so many people, and then something like this, it just attracts everybody. And all of the people's setups for the day. And some people have got really kind of serious setups, and then some people just have a little box for their dog, and it's so nice. I'm trying to catch as many dogs as I can in the video, but people are coming and going as I walk around. I think this video might be more just about the event and the atmosphere of it. I wasn't really sure what to expect and what to show or how to show it. Let's see if we can catch somebody at this event. There's a lot of different parade rings. See the lady running around over here. And then there's a little bit of serious judging going on at this ring. I'm sure if anybody is a dog fan or cat fan and they've been to these events before, it's not too different anywhere in the world. Maybe this is a little bit bigger than maybe some other cities or countries. This is one of the halls right in front of me with all of the rings. And then everybody's gear sort of set up around the place. And then as I walk into the other area here, there is another parade area as well. Wow, it's just interesting for me, and I hope me showing this to you is something that's of interest. And you know, just seeing the amount of dogs here. I think also a lot of people bring their pets to the event as well. Not necessarily people that are entered in events. Now the fun thing as I've been walking around is I can get a chance to talk to some of the dog owners, and I found Irish wolfhounds, and they're just chilling, no worries. I think they're on their favorite mat, and they're going to be parading in about 40 minutes, so they're reserving their energy for when they go on the parade ring. Very nice dogs. A big part of the show is the grooming and preparation of the dogs, and right before they go on the parade ring, they need to look their best. And if this is not the best, it has a twin right here. If not, it has a triplet in the back. So it has a stand-in like body double for the parading. I think even if you are a dog owner, do you possibly know every breed of dog at this event? I think it would be nearly impossible to know all the different dogs, especially all the different breeds of dogs that are here. I wonder if anybody knows the dog Lassie. These are all of the body doubles for Lassie. If maybe you know this type of dog and all the different ones that are here. And there's literally dozens of Lassies sitting around. And then all of the different ones being paraded as well. Check this out. Lassie dogs everywhere. I'm sure they're not all Lassies and they've got a different name, but how cool is this? As I'm walking around and looking at the dogs and talking about them, please don't take it the wrong way. I don't mean any harm or negative comments. I just find it really fun that there is breeds that I recognize and there's breeds that I really don't recognize. There's obviously a lot of interest around this particular ring and breed of dogs though. So at each of the rings there's actually a schedule of which dogs they're showing, and then which dog number if you want to break it down a little bit. And again, it's in English and Russian, so it's really helpful here. There's a Czechoslovakian wolf dog, Belgium shepherd dog. There is even, where did I see this one? A South Russian shepherd dog. I wonder what the difference between the North Russia and South Russian dog is. I found one of the only other dogs I recognize, and depending on where you live in the world, I think this is the Dulux dog. If anybody ever saw the adverts and commercials for the Dulux paint, and I'm fairly sure he wants to go for a bit of a walk. He's not so bothered about sitting on the table. But is this the Dulux dog? Let me know in the comments. I thought I'd come outside just for a minute because today is very cold, -7 Celsius, a little bit of snow falling. And if you're wondering where the dogs come to use the bathroom, they've got some outdoor areas set up here, even some poles for them to relieve themselves against. I guess that's the best way to describe it. And everybody's out here in coats and jackets. I've left mine at the coat check inside the convention hall, so I'm gonna head back inside now. Over at this ring, they've got some of the different Chinese dogs and Tibetan dogs at different times through the day here. And then the judging going on. So there's the one judge here that checks all the different criterias. And this gentleman who walks the dog around. Again, I really want to reference back to Best in Show because it just reminds me so much of that and the similarities where the dog handlers are so well dressed and groom themselves, and the dogs, you know, just got a few minutes to impress the judges based on whatever criteria they're being judged on. Perhaps one of the toughest jobs at this event is the judging and all the criteria that they've got to put the dogs under, and the seriousness of the judges as well. They're, you know, really need to make sure what they're doing and what they're choosing. And there's one dog just chilling right here and waiting his turn. And I was told that these are Schnauzer miniatures in black color. Now I'm certain in Australia we call them miniature Schnauzers the other way around. So let me know if you know this breed of dog. And this guy over here is the black and silver color, and they're doing it even in different color categories. That's pretty interesting. And the dog handlers here, they really have a tough time because they've just got a few minutes. And this gentleman in the back, super serious. My gosh. Maybe he's big dog lover and very serious as he judges them running around. Tell me, does this remind you of Best in Show, the movie? I think this is the best thing that I can compare it against. As I've been walking around and having a look at the different parade rings and then having a look at the different dog breeds right here. So this is the pug section right now. And then have a look at all the different types of pugs. Puppy class, junior class, open class. I just thought a pug was a pug. And I think all these ladies around me here will be growling at me now for being like that, but it's very interesting that I've come to the pug dog section, and then there's so many different versions of pugs. As I walk around a little bit more, and if you're a past viewer of other videos, you know that I have this thing when I go to supermarkets and shopping centers that there's the electric cleaner of the floors that drives around and haunts me in every video. Now, here at a dog show, you've actually got a cleanup crew going around for all of the dogs who can't necessarily wait to get outside. And as I pan around the whole convention center here, you might see them in their high vis, and they're going around cleaning up after all of the dogs. I think they maybe didn't realize what sort of job they were coming to do today at work, but it has to be, right? It's got to be a part of a dog event. All of the people set up here with their cages and chairs and tables and grooming stations. It's very interesting. And then the dog's getting prepared to go and be shown. Every time I go to film one dog, he's always looking the other direction. And I'm trying to get their best angles as much as possible, but it's sometimes a little bit difficult. And this dog having a nice little warm bath to warm up. And then over here on another ring, there's another breed of dog. So there's a lot of categories of dogs that have been shown today, so it's interesting to see. And here they are running around. It's really a skill of the dog handler, you know, their ability to do this and Gonna show the dogs and show them in their best light. And there's the judges right here, and then one of the other judges coming over. And they get put on the table right there. And eventually they find a winner. This particular ring that I've come over to, I thought that they were just greyhounds. But have a look on the list here. Saluki, Afghan hound, Thai Ridgeback dog, Italian sighthound. How many dogs of the world are there? And there's one right here, nice and happy, just chilling. And over here, one of the handlers getting to know the dog a little bit more. They're all just hanging out. So patient the dogs are. Why they're not going crazy and want to go for a run. And there's currently judging in the ring here. These are Salukis. Now for me they look like greyhounds with big fluffy ears. But I'm sure someone will correct me as the lady goes by with the dog right there. I really do hope you're finding this video interesting. I need to apologize multiple times about me not knowing about the breeds of dogs. I am talking to some of the dog owners as I'm walking around at the different rings. So I'm learning about dogs very quickly as I'm putting this video together for you. Coming to a convention center, I was expecting to also see a little bit of sales of dog products. Maybe that's the best way to describe it. And being that it's winter time now, they can even get the winter jackets. Have a look, so happy. And there's a whole selection of stuff just for winter time. And everybody's eager to find something for their dog. And have a look at this little guy. Oh, in pink. Nice. How cool is that? And some of the dog owners have brought some dogs into this area for people to get photos with them and just pet some of the dogs. There's a lot of fascination around the different breeds, and all the kids look super happy to see the dog. Maybe this one's a Saint Bernard. I wonder if it is. That's the only big dog that I really know. Okay, I was corrected pretty quickly. It's a Spanish Mastiff, and it's so happy and letting the kids come up and pet the dog. Has anybody got a Spanish Mastiff or has seen one before? This dog's just super chilled out and no worries at all. I just love everybody's happy faces when they see the dogs and get close to them and want to pet them and interact with them. They also have different master classes where they bring on people to talk about dogs. And this lady's talking about dog handling and dog behavior and techniques to teach your dog good behavior skills. And it's very interesting. Everybody's coming to see this and to learn something new about their dog perhaps, or learn something from a master or a dog handling specialist. And there's a dog just hanging out here. And it looks like all these people here are lining up to get a photograph against the sign of the event and the fact that they've attended and they've entered their dog. So it's very nice that you can get a photo with the brand of the event that we've come to today, Eurasia 2023. And all the dogs are waiting patiently in line here to get their photo taken. And maybe they've got a trophy or a ribbon. Or look at this dog. How nice. I'm not sure what the breeds. I think everybody's going to be going a little bit nuts in the comments that I don't know more about them. But some of them are just so cute. Throughout the day there's different award ceremonies going on, and this is one of the main parade rings off in another hall, and all the different breeds. And there's even a crowd of people here to have a look at all the different dog breeds. And I just want to show you this one if I can, or at least as much as I can. Have a look at all the medals this guy's got. He's got a whole sash of them. So maybe he's a champion in a few different years or different regions. All these gold and silver medals. Wow. Oh, another one with all the medals. Wow. So maybe they're very popular types of dogs. And a little bit hard to see them here because they're all facing the other direction. But there is a whole ring of dogs in different categories that have won awards today. There's more photos being taken, and I think these are all of the different poodle dogs. Perhaps there's different types of poodle dogs, I'm not sure. But there's some trophies right there as well. Maybe these are all the ones in the different categories. And then I think it's nearly impossible for the photographers to get a nice photograph of them. They're trying to encourage them all to look forward at the same time, but it's quite difficult, I think. I think the only way to describe this middle area here with all the different booths is a dog shopping center, and all of the different companies that are here, and I think pet shops as well, are all gathered in one place. I just love the fact that, you know, people who aren't in the dog show event and the judging, that they brought their pets here, and you know, they've let every dog in the building, no matter what the reason is or why they came. And it's just very interesting. I'm sure there is dog shows in other places in the world, not just here in Moscow. But again, a lot of the videos that I'm making is showing life here in Moscow and different events that go on a weekly basis. And you know, what's interesting to me, and hopefully interesting to you as you're watching it as well. Here's something a little bit different. Have a look at all these different dog porcelain figures or statues, and all the different breeds of dogs. And maybe you want a dog teacup or a sugar bowl at the top there. How cool is this? These are very interesting. And the lady specializes only in dogs. Now, does anybody have one of these of their breed of dog at home? Let me know, please. I think I shouldn't be surprised when I walk around and see all the different booths and what's available. This one has different shampoos and dog brushes. Then over here, the clippers and scissors. And there's even a cabinet here with all the specialty ones as well. And they're not so cheap either. Please let me know if you might be a breeder of dogs, or you show dogs. You know, do you have the specialty scissors and brushes? There's obviously a lot of fascination about this, and it's a very serious business, is dog shows, as I'm coming to find out. And then more dog photography going on, and all the dogs waiting patiently to have their turn on the podium and get their photo taken. It's really interesting to see all the different breeds together, and then how patient this photographer must be, trying to get the dogs to sit in the right direction and, you know, smile for the camera. Do dogs smile? Maybe I'm confused a little bit by how I'm explaining it. So for that one photo on Instagram, you've got to take 97 pictures, and the girls here are going Instagram crazy, trying to get the dog posing and standing upright. And then the little pug dog here getting its photo taken with the lady. Perhaps one of the cutest dogs here, I think, of all the ones that I've seen today, This is Bichon Frise, or curly dog. Is the best way I could describe it. And how cute is this dog, really? It's so happy. Oh, big yawn. And then the other dogs in the back are a little jealous that I'm over here. You can hear barking away because... Right. And this lady here is the groomer, and she's busy giving a nice little haircut to the dog. And this category of dog is being shown in the ring here. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer. You can see them here going around the ring. And the dog that we saw just previously is a different category of this same dog. So they put them in different age groups or different classes. They do look all very similar. And then the judges here being very serious and doing their best to separate them from each other to award the champion. Thought I'd walk around to a few more of the rings and check out some of the other categories of dogs. There is so many to see. And we've got some Canadian dogs. Nova Scotia Duck Tolling Retriever. Who would have thought there's some Canadian dogs here? And Nova Scotia dogs as well. That's pretty interesting. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer to see some of them. Now there's the different categories waiting here. They're very nice dogs though. Oh, hello. Oh, maybe you speak Canadian. If you're from Nova Scotia. Maybe you just speak Russian, I wonder. And they're all waiting for their category to come up. And then at the moment, the judge is busy here with the last dogs. And the ladies doing all the paperwork to make sure it's all official and correct. It's a very serious business. And then they parade them around. The dog handlers have a very hard job, I think, you know, for them to show the different traits of the dog and the different abilities of the dog. There's a few people here for this category of dog, and then you can see in the distance all the different rings and all the different categories of dogs are in each different ring as you look around off in the distance. What I think is the most amazing, especially when I look at the different signboards with the different categories of dogs and just how many different breeds there are within a category, it's really just, I'm not a dog person. I don't know a lot about dogs, but I've learned more in the last few hours than I probably did in the last 5 years. Maybe someone's a fan of dachshunds, and there's some little miniature dachshunds here. Oh, hello. They just want to say hello. All the dachshunds. And then it's a little bit hard to see because there's a lot of interest with this breed of dogs. And then the dachshunds. And coming out from their judging. And they're so cute little dogs. Okay, so I've moved over to the main ring now where they're doing some of the judging of the different categories of dog for Best in Show. And there is an Australian dog, the one right in the middle, just here. And the Australian dog's up against all the Russian dogs in the Best Puppy category. So let's see what happens, shall we? As they run around the ring. Wow. Come on, Australia, let's take this home. So it seems like the Australian dog didn't win that last category. And out come some more dogs now. And lots of them right here. And it's a shame we're facing the opposite direction, but I guess the judge is more important than the crowd. Everybody up here in the grandstand. And this is Best Progny Group. I'm not sure what that means, but maybe certain category of dog perhaps. Here's the judge going through all of the dogs now and looking for the ones to choose for the top 5 and then top 3. If you might remember earlier in the video, we saw these white fluffy dogs. I can't remember the names of them now, it's quite a lot of hours later. And then there's different dogs in this category that they're parading. I like how they've all got matching clothes as well, that's kind of fun. I wonder if they arrange that ahead of time as they go running by. And then the judge over here is trying his best to figure out. I wonder if these are the lassie dogs that we saw earlier also. And it looks like the white fluffy dogs have won it. Oh, in this category anyway. Here they go up to the podium. The white fluffy dogs. I'm pretty sure they've got a more technical name. And they're gonna go there to the head of the podium as everybody comes and goes around me. Good job, white fluffy dogs. So there's quite a lot of different groups that they go through until the eventual best in show. And some of the dogs here. There's the Dulux dog from the Dulux commercial. Maybe you've seen that one before. Some big dogs in this category as well. Well, and they keep coming out. Very interesting. Do we think the Dulux dog is going to win? Or do we think maybe the cattle dog? Wow. Very interesting. Really, I know I say it a lot, but it really is. So it's quite a lot later now than when I was filming the last few scenes. There's about 20 categories of different dogs and dog breeds, and the music is getting louder, and it's still very interesting because of the amount of breeds of dogs, but there's just so many that they've run through. And this is the Pride of Russia category, and the difference in the size of the dogs is really quite amazing. This tiny little dog, and then it's up against this crazy big dogs over here. So this is for all the marbles, this is for the biggest trophy, the biggest ribbon, and these are the last dogs in the entire event. Best in show! And the judge has already run through a couple of the different dogs. And these were dogs that have won in different categories leading up to this final event. So these are the best of the best. And I wonder who's going to take it out of all the dogs. Let me know in the comments. Perhaps you recognize some of them as they're running by. Perhaps you know the breeds of dogs. That would be super nice, as the music gets just a little bit louder every time and makes it a bit harder to film. And they've actually even brought the table out for the dogs now so that the little dogs can get a closer look at by the judge. And there is like that very big dog right here, this crazy big dog, up against the little tiny dog right here. What do you think? Who's gonna win it? So what do you think out of the last 10 dogs? Which one might take it out? The judge here is going through and choosing the last finalists and he's acknowledging them all as they pass around. And meanwhile the dogs are going right by in front of me here. So in third place was the Shih Tzu, the little dog right there you can see. And then in second place was an English Terrier. And the first place is going to come out. By the way, the winner gets a big television. You can see it right there. And There's a big build-up to who is the winner. Let's see who comes out. The Samoyeda? I'm not sure what. This is the grand final. Best in show. Wow, the lady's really running. It's really quite a skill to do that running around like that. I thought I'd come up on stage here and get a little bit of a close-up of the winning dog. So beautiful, this dog. And he can go home tonight and watch television. The dog's going to be so happy. Maybe he doesn't know he's on a television yet, but so nice. And the lady's getting interviewed here, so I'm just going to step back a little bit and not be so close. And there's a few other people from the press wanting to get photos and videos as well. And this is the handler, this is the owner here on the left-hand side. And really cool that I can get up a little bit close like this. So it's really nice that they've stuck around for some photos and some videos, and they've not run off anywhere or gone home. It's so nice that they've stuck around, and it's probably been a long day for them, I think, from when they started to now. So I hope they enjoy the spoils of winning the final, and I hope they've got a big enough car to fit the TV in the boot of the car to go home. As I'm slowly heading on out of the Expo Center now, I want to thank everybody for watching. I've got my jacket on, I've got my beanie in my pocket, because once we get outside, it's going to be about -10 tonight, so it's going to be a little bit cold. I know the way which way I'm walking, so that's all good. Thanks for watching the Eurasia Dog Show. I hope the video came out good and it was interesting. Perhaps you're a dog lover and you spotted some very nice dogs and breeds. Please comment about some of the dogs that I was pointing out. I'm sorry if I didn't know all the names of them. It's not something that's my thing, but it was really fun to come here. I've actually been here for quite a long time today. I came much earlier in the morning, then I took a bit of a break and had some food. Came back for the end of the dog show and the Best in Show awards, which was kind of fun to see. That top dog, as they call it. If you want to join me on Telegram, I post lots of things every day in my Telegram channel. You can click that link if you have Telegram or if you don't. If you want to watch an old video on the channel, one's going to come up right now. You can click that and continue watching videos here on the channel. Perhaps something you haven't seen before. As I'm a little out of breath because I ran to get my jacket before they were closing. I'm off on another adventure. Bye everybody.